Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you a complete guide to merchant fulfilling on Amazon. You're going to want to save this video. If you could, take a second, subscribe to the channel. My name is David at David AMZ Hustle. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller doing this full time, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to get set up and going for Amazon FBM. So what we're going to go over is what is FBM and what are the advantages and disadvantages. How does it compare to Amazon FBA versus FBM? We're going to list a product. I'm going to list the product and I'm going to fulfill a product. I actually have a few orders that I need to fulfill, and I'm going to show you through that whole process. I'm going to give you a shipping template that you can download. There's a link in the description below. I'm going to show you exactly what my shipping template looks like. Your shipping template should make you money. It shouldn't cost you money. I'm going to show you how to source products so that you could find them specifically for Amazon FBM, Merchant Fulfill, and then I'm going to give you supplies that you're going to need, because it's going to be not just buying the items and selling it. You're going to have to fulfill the orders and ship them off to the customers. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to do. Let's jump into it. So Amazon FBM and FBA advantages, disadvantages. FBM is going to allow you to flip your money a lot quicker. When cash flow is the issue, you're going to be able to handle it a lot better whenever you're doing FBM, because you're going to be able to buy it, sell it, and make the money in the same day. Also, you handle the products so it's not shipped off to 100 different places. When you do FBA, you're going to ship it to a fulfillment center, and that fulfillment center might ship it to another fulfillment center, and then that's going to get sent off to somewhere else, and then that's going to get touched by the UPS guy, and then it could be Jim Carrey kicking it down the road like Ace Ventura, and you never know. So like when you are the one handling it, you have more control over your product. Like I just said, you can buy, list, and you can sell the same day. The money will go immediately into your account. You can't get it right away because account reserves. Also too, when you do FBM, multiple units bought, you're going to have a better chance of having a greater profit. So if it costs you $6 to ship a pound item, when somebody orders 2 or 3, it's going to be like 3 pounds. It's still going to cost you about the same, between $6 and $8. So all that extra money that you're not going to be paying on shipping for those other products is going to go into your pocket. If you're doing FBA, you don't get the benefits of that. So what are the disadvantages of FBM? Negative reviews cannot be removed doing FBM, which is unfortunate. With FBA, if you get a negative review, whether you sold them the wrong product, a defective product, whatever it is, your negative reviews can be removed. If you sell FBM and somebody, the UPS guy, damages your product in transit or FedEx or whoever you use, you can't get that negative review taken away. So that kind of sucks. FBM is not as scalable as FBA, so you could ship off 1,000 units in a day to FBA, and Amazon can handle all that. It's going to be hard for you to fulfill 1,000 orders yourself a day. You can do it, but it's going to be a lot difficult. If an FBA seller comes on the listing, you will have to cut your prices, because Amazon is going to favor the shipping speed. You can do prime shipping for FBM, and we'll kind of get into that, but you will have to cut your prices, which you might have to lose a little bit of profit if an FBA seller comes on the listing. But the beauty about FBM and FBA versus FBA, if an FBA seller does come on the listing, their stuff still has to go to the warehouse and check in, so you can sell out a lot quicker, so you're not dealing with that. When should you do FBM? I'm going to give you a perfect example of something that was out of stock that I found recently, and I sent an order pickup, and then I listed it at FBM. I noticed immediately the same day there was an FBA seller that come on the listing, but his fulfillment date was way past mine. Like I could send the order to the customer within the next 3 to 4 days, where there was like 2 or 3 weeks out. So when there's an out of stock item, you can go ahead and buy that and list it, and then anybody that finds it too and tries to list it FBA, you're going to beat them. And you can, I sold out 20 units before they even had theirs checked in. So the speed of it, when you find an out of stock item, you can sell it really fast. High velocity items that are hard to keep in stock. This is going to be, during specific times of the year, or just in general. Sometimes things are hard to keep in stock, especially if like a new toy comes out. I know specifically there are like some A to A flips that Amazon can't keep it in stock, and you buy it and you just fulfill it. Once you get it, list it merchant fulfilled, and do that route. When you can see that the buy box is being held by FBM sellers, you do this on Keepa, the buy box statistics under the data tab. you can see who is holding the buy box more. If an FBM seller is holding the buy box, then you could fulfill it, then you could do it yourself. But if there's like Amazon's on the listing or a bunch of FBA sellers are dominating the buy box, probably not a good time to try to FBM it. Back to school in Q4, and I can't tell you how crazy of a time it is during back to school and Q4. I specifically made $11,000 from a specific category from about 6 different items that I sold strictly FBM, and get them the same day, sell 45 of them the same day. That's going to be your best, like, hands down, when you should do FBM, back to school, all that. So yeah, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to list a product, and then I'm going to fulfill a product for you. So let me show you how to specifically list a product in Seller Central. All right, so what I have here, this is actually going to be a calculator that I have. This ASIN right here, I went ahead and grabbed it, and I have a couple screens set up just so that like stuff is blurred out so y'all can't be seeing my stuff. So what you're going to do is take this, you go to catalog, add a product, and then you will put the ASIN right here, click submit. When you click submit, you're going to go to this screen right here, and let me make myself just a little bit smaller. You're going to go to this screen right here, and if you're able to sell it, it'll show you right here. If you're not, you can request approval, but list it as new. We only sell as new. Click sell this product. When you're taken here, this is going to be where you create your SKU, your amount, quantity. You want to list your price. So what I would suggest, let's just say that I could get this for $13.99. I always put my buy cost. I always put my sell price, and I'm actually going to I would match the buy box, and I'm going to list where I got it from. And then sometimes I might do the date. So 7/9/24. That's when I bought it. Let's say that I have 10, and the price that I'm going to list it at, even though this person that's on this listing is FBA, I'm going to list it at $32.25 because I'm just going to match the buy box. I'm going to list it as new. I will ship this item myself, and I'm going to select, this is my basic template. This is the general template that I put on pretty much everything. And then you're going to go down here, and you're going to click save and finish. I'm not going to click save and finish because I don't want to add this to my catalog, but when you do this, it will get added to your catalog. It might be about 5 or 10 minutes before you actually get to see it and before it's live. So that's how you add a product to your catalog. Now let me show you how to fulfill an order once you have some orders coming in. So when you do get an order for FBM, you're going to come to this home page here, and you're going to have one of these actions up here, and it's going to say ship your orders. When you click this button, it's going to take you to a page that's going to look like this, and you're going to have your orders right here of what you need to ship. Obviously it's blurred out so that you don't see, because this is live. I actually have 2 orders that I have to ship out today. So once you can either buy shipping or you can confirm shipping. I always buy shipping through Amazon. I don't care if I have to take it as a loss. If you do not buy shipping through Amazon, you can never fight something that doesn't show up on time or never shows up at all. You'll always lose like A to Z claims and stuff like that. So once you click buy shipping, you're going to be taken to a page like this right here, and it's going to show you the product name, where it's going to, all that stuff. Buy shipping, quantity 1, that's how many we got. Well, I can't, it's blurred out right now, but it is 1, and I already know that I already had this filled in because I've shipped these off before, but the packaging is like a poly mailer, so it's 8 by 8 by 2. It's going to be 1 pound and 2 ounces, and then it's going to generate for me the cheapest, and it's going to sort it by the cheapest shipping. So I am going to select UPS Ground Saver, and so I'm not going to buy shipping yet because I'm not buying it just yet. But when I click buy shipping, that is going to populate it's going to have a second screen come up that's going to have the shipping label, and I can print that off on my thermal printer, which I have, or you can print it off on your regular inkjet printer or laser printer. But that's how you're going to ship an order of FBM. So I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can source FBM products, like only FBM. The first thing is going to be reverse sourcing or storefront stalking somebody that's already FBMing products. So like this Nike backpack, it's back to school time this year, so I would go down to the sellers and I mean, probably not some of these sellers because they're tanking prices and they can't be that smart because they're not making that much money listing them at that price. But I would go through some of these FBM sellers, like somebody that has 54. They probably know what they're doing a little bit, and I would do that. That's one way, and just go through all their listings. The next way is going to be using Keep a Product Finder, and this is going to be kind of ninja. What you're going to do is you want to select out of stock on Amazon, and you want to select out of stock on third-party FBA. So all third-party FBA and Amazon is going to be out of stock. I have it $25 to $80 right here is the current price, $20,000 to $100,000 right there. And I'm going to go down to beauty and personal care, at least 3 sellers, no more than 10, 3 the past 90 days. And I believe Amazon out of stock at least 80% of the time, and 30 sales rank drops, which doesn't really matter. I just like to have it there. We could easily change it to this right here, at least 50 sales per month. That's what I want to see, so that I can get in there and compete. What do we have? 187 products. So we would just go here and just go through each of these and see if we could find it. They're FBM. Then that also means that we'd have an opportunity to FBA them if we wanted to. But there's FBM opportunities right here, and you could do this for any category, toys. This is going to be really huge in back to school in Q4. All right, so let's talk about shipping supplies that you're going to need to fulfill these FBM orders. The first 2 things that I always like to get are poly mailers. Sometimes when I mail video games, I do like to have bubble mailers just because people don't take care of packages, they just toss them. So these are the mailers, and these are really big ones. This is 14.5 by 19 inches. Shoes can actually fit in these. So there's a 500 pack, and this is going to fit a lot of things that you need. Obviously, if it's something fragile, you don't want to put it in a poly mailer. But in this, these right here, the 10 by 13. So the 14.5 by 19, and then the 10 by 13. These are going to be the ones that I actually have these. So that's what I would get. And then you can get boxes. This is where I get boxes from. I get them from Sam's Club. And so this is the 6 by 6 by 4, which there's not a whole lot that really fit in that, but you can get a 25 pack for $14. The 10 by 6 by 4, I use this one pretty frequently. You can get that for $16-17. You can get the 25 bundle for those, and then these are a little bit bigger. So, but Uline probably does have them the cheapest. It's just you have to know specifically what you want. I will tell you that some boxes that are, I actually bought these the other day. These specific boxes right here, the 12 by 12 by 6. This is going to hold a lot of your items that you need. But if you have something, bigger Legos or whatever, maybe the 16 by 12 by 8 or something that's kind of flat, 18 by 18 by 12, whatever. So if you know the dimensions of what you need, Uline is the way to go. Otherwise, these are some very basic generic sizes that you're going to want to get, and these poly mailers. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is returns, because they will happen and you want to know how to handle them. This is your general settings of the returns. There's returnless resolutions rules that you can create if you have a product that's constantly being returned for whatever reason. Maybe you sent the wrong thing. Video games get returned a lot, better price available. US Marketplace, you can save that, and you don't have to authorize anything for the return to happen. It can just happen. So during Q4, I put something like that in place. The return address, if you were in Canada or Brazil, that's, and you're doing that, my default return address is that. You could change it to having your prep center, if you have it returned to your prep center and have them handle everything. This also too, this is going to be whether you want to charge people a label to send their items back, or if they can if they get a free return. It's up to you what you want to do. I will typically have where they do pay the label to get the item returned. Also, too, you can charge a restocking fee of up to 20% of whatever the product is. I don't do that personally because a lot of times, if a product comes back damaged, then you can file a safety claim and all that. But as far as a restocking fee, a lot of times people are going to complain about that and they'll leave negative reviews. And like I said earlier in the video, with FBM orders, you can't get negative reviews taken away. So I don't have a restocking fee. If it comes back damaged, I'll open a safety claim and say, hey, Amazon, they damaged my items here. As far as like a return label, they do have to pay for the return label. If they give me any, like if they give a problem about it or really complain about it, then I will offer it for free. But in general, that's how I do that for returns. And so that's it as far as FBM and Merchant Fulfill goes. Merchant Fulfill is a great way to generate a lot of capital really fast and keep the cash flow going. You don't have to do it 100% FBM, but I would incorporate it into your business of some kind. Make sure that you follow this, subscribe to the channel, like this video, make sure that you save it, and if you found it valuable, share it with somebody. Peace.